Okay, so here's this kit all dried and ironed, and then if you've watched my previous videos, I did a couple other kits with this petal pink, but I used the powdered RIT dye. And I went and bought this liquid, and I still got some spatter even out of the liquid dye. So, you know, once again, I keep thinking that I can overcome some of these things, and they just insist on having a mind of their own with the eco dyeing. So, you know, it's the control freak in me that wants to control it. And this process is teaching me that, guess what? You don't get it to. So this kit came out so magical and fun. And again, I want to give another shout out to Cheryl. Yay, Cheryl! For a lot of my kits, I had the two end pieces were the barbecue grate from the metal grates I use, and I was so bored with those sheets. And then Cheryl inspired me, and I started layering leaves on top of the metal grate and then spraying the page with dye and then flipping it over the first page so that it had dye on it, and then it was pressed into the leaves. And now, thanks to Cheryl, I don't have to look at those silly grate sheets anymore. They've become much more interesting now. So I'm going to go ahead and play some music. So I wanted to show you a few of these pages. Again, I know I just flipped through them, but it's so fun. I started doing the flowers like that. I talked about it in the RIT wine Bordeaux video, how I started doing the flowers. Just they were kind of halfway closed, so I just let them stay closed and pushed them between the papers and got this look, and that is so fun to me. And this kit really came out so interesting. I think it's very magical. Look at all of this wild coloring in between the leaves. That to me is just beautiful. I love that look so much. I got these branches off of some bushes, and it's so funny because they look like questionably poisonous. When I first found these, I wasn't sure if I was going to end up in trouble or not. But what I do is, if I see a new plant that I want to eco dye, I just go up to it and I rub my hand on it like that. And then if I have a reaction, I don't pick it. And if I don't have a reaction, then I go back and get some. So I don't know if you want to do that, but it works for me. Here's another page where I got those side view of the flowers, and I'm just so happy with how that's coming out. And, you know, I keep trying for this pink and brown kit, and I keep swinging and missing. So it ended up black and gray and pink, but I still really like it. And one of these days, I'm gonna figure it out. So my RIT brown, I use cocoa brown RIT dye. It never comes out brown. It usually comes out like a deep red color, which is beautiful, but I'm really after the brown. So this page, now again, this is, as always, this is the Canson mixed media paper, and I got rough with this sheet, rinsing it off, and I wasn't paying attention, and I ripped it halfway, which is, you know, as usual, stuff like that is just a bummer, but I'm gonna go ahead and scan it anyway. And I think once I press it into my scanner, you won't even be able to tell. And if you can tell, it just adds to the grunge look of this. But this leaf is so amazing, this branch. So I was a little mad at myself. You just really want to pay attention when you're rinsing your papers, otherwise that can happen. And then these branches are off of a tree, and I am not sure what these are. They have these really tiny little leaves, and I always get yellow out of these. So that's really fun. And you know, I didn't put any yellow in this kit, and I got a lot of yellow going on in this one. And then I thought this page was really fun too. And I did a lot of baby's breath in this kit and the wine kit. And you really can't tell. There is so much other stuff going on that it's very difficult to tell, but it did add some really nice texture to this kit. So as usual, I'm going to put both of them in my Etsy store just raw, because like I said, you never know who likes what. So my favorite page can be your least favorite and vice versa. So I just like to put them in raw, and then I might play with these down the road. I was really wanting to do some scripting and stuff, stamping on these, and then resell them again as a whole new kit. But I found out that stamping, you could get in trouble with copyright issues with stamping. So I'm kind of stuck right now as to what to do, but I'm sure inspiration will come to me. And then this one, the corner tore off. Again, I wasn't being careful. If you're careful with this paper, it'll really, if you treat it well, it will treat you well. It's not like using printer paper. It's much better in my opinion. But you got to pay attention. As see, once again, you get to learn. Just don't do what I do. You'll be all right. These branches are amazing in this kit, and I use these branches in a bunch of kits, and I do not for the life of me know why they came out so amazing in this kit and not in others. So that's just the magic of eco dyeing. And then here I got these two little bright little yellow flowers. And then guys, I rip this, I take this, I pop the stem off of the flowers, and then I reinsert it into the page, because it just won't lay right if you don't do that, especially with the big blossoms. You just have to take the stem off. But so these kind of look like they're floating a little bit. This stem looks like it got off-centered in the dyeing process, but it's fine. You can always come in with a pen or whatever you want to change that up. So I'm sure inspiration is going to strike. I'm going to scan these and get them in my shop, and then set them aside for a while and figure out what to do with them in the future. So thank you so much for stopping by once again. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button below and tap the bell notification to come back for all the fun stuff I'll be doing in the future. Thanks, and have a great day.